Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a fascinating and honestly highly critical We Love Pets presentation. It's all about why caring for reptiles and amphibians is a high-stakes, literal life-or-death commitment. If you're a first-time owner and you're thinking about, bringing home a brilliant green iguana, a ball python, or maybe a delicate tree frog, this is absolutely essential information. We're going to map out exactly how to set up your exotic pet for a long, healthy life. Because managing their complex needs, it requires absolute precision.
And this brilliantly illustrates a fundamental difference when you step into the world of exotics compared to traditional pets. Think about it. A dirty bed, a minor lighting issue, or maybe some slightly dry air for a dog or a cat, that's usually just a minor inconvenience. But for an exotic pet, these aren't just inconveniences. They're immediate, fatal dangers. A lethal temperature drop or total metabolic failure can happen astonishingly fast. You literally cannot treat an exotic pet with the same margin of error you would a mammal.
Okay, let's dive into this. To get you fully equipped for this journey, we're going to explore the 5 crucial pillars of exotic pet care today. First, the critical environment. Second, specialized veterinary care. Third, decoding behavior. Fourth, specialized diets. And finally, hygiene and safety. Let's kick things off with pillar number 1, the critical environment, or as we like to call it, playing Mother Nature. Because your new exotic pet is likely going to spend its entire life inside a carefully controlled, confined tank, you are literally acting as Mother Nature. You completely control their climate. Setting up an optimal space that perfectly mimics their natural environment in the wild is an absolute prerequisite. So before you even think about bringing an animal home, here's your non-negotiable checklist for daily climate control. You're going to need full-spectrum lighting, highly accurate thermometers, high-quality hygrometers to measure the humidity, and specific calcium and vitamin supplements. And listen, proper lighting and humidity are absolutely not just aesthetic choices to make the tank look cool. They are strict biological prerequisites for survival. Just to give you an idea of the stakes here, without proper full-spectrum lighting, reptiles literally cannot metabolize calcium. This leads directly to metabolic bone disease, or MBD. It's a severe but entirely preventable condition that just physically ravages the animal. We're talking malformed jaws, humped spines, and incredibly fragile bones. You act as Mother Nature to prevent this exact type of suffering. Moving right along to pillar 2, specialized veterinary care, building your alliance early. To make sure your whole setup is actually working and your pet is healthy, the golden rule is simple. Never, ever wait for a midnight emergency to start looking for a vet. You've got to build your alliance before the pet ever enters your house. You do this by specifically seeking out members of the Association of Reptilian and Amphibian Veterinarians, or ARAV. And here's why that's absolutely crucial. Standard vets are incredible, right? But they usually excel with mammals. The intricate biology of a snake or a salamander requires highly specific knowledge. An exotic vet establishes a vital baseline for weight and health on day 1, and they're uniquely trained to spot subtle signs of malnutrition or hidden parasites that an untrained eye will completely miss. Let's move to the 3rd pillar and see how this builds on what we've learned. Decoding behavior, emergencies versus normal instincts. So, exotic pets rarely vocalize pain. Observation is literally your only diagnostic tool here. You have to learn how to read their body language signals, especially when they're stressed, to figure out if it's just a harmless instinct or a massive crisis. Some perfectly normal behaviors might totally panic a beginner. For instance, a reptile hiding under the substrate for days, that's just a protective instinct. Developing cloudy eyes, they're just getting ready to shed their skin. And an iguana sneezing all the time, it's literally just expelling excess salt. However, true medical emergencies need immediate action. If you see wheezing, noisy breathing, resting with an open mouth, sudden weight loss, or obvious physical trauma like a cracked shell, you need to call that exotic vet immediately. Sometimes very specific behaviors point to highly specialized, dangerous conditions. For example, if you have a snake, particularly a boa, and you catch it repeatedly looking upward at the ceiling, well, that's a sign of stargazer's disease. It's a fatal, incurable nervous system virus. Spotting specific conditions like that early on is exactly why having specialized behavior analysis skills is so incredibly necessary. All right, on to pillar 4, specialized diets, carnivores, herbivores, and insectivores. Now, what's really interesting about this is how vast and highly specific the dietary requirements are across different species. Nutrition in the exotic world is definitely not one size fits all.
For snakes, you need safe, pre-killed, frozen-thawed rodents. For strict herbivores like iguanas, it's all about freshly chopped leafy greens and fruits. But check out the forbidden foods here. Never give an iguana spinach. Spinach actually binds calcium, making it completely useless to their bodies and paving the way straight to that metabolic bone disease we talked about earlier. For insectivores like geckos or anoles, they need gut-loaded, calcium-dusted insects. And absolutely avoid toxic, pesticide-laden wild bugs, fireflies, bees, or centipedes because those can easily poison your pet. If you're feeding carnivores, handling their food safely is a huge deal to protect both you and the animal. If you've got a snake, you must follow these strict rules. Thaw the frozen rodent safely, warm it thoroughly in hot water, and then serve it. Do not, under any circumstances, microwave a rodent. Trust me on that one. And maybe even more importantly, never leave a snake unsupervised with live prey. Live prey fights back, and that can cause severe infected bite wounds on your snake. Pre-killed is the only way to go. And dietary needs aren't just species dependent. They can totally change over time. Look at aquatic turtles like sliders. They go through a massive dietary shift as they age. In their first year, they need high protein from aquatic insects and tadpoles. But as they mature over the next couple of years, their diet shifts entirely until they become almost completely vegetarian, relying heavily on aquatic plants and leafy greens. You just have to adapt right along with them. Finally, Pillar 5, hygiene and safety, protecting your pet and your family. In the exotic world, grooming doesn't mean pulling out a cute brush and pet shampoo. We are talking about extreme environmental sterilization and hardcore parasite control. Let's look at a super common issue, mites. These are tiny brown or black parasites that love to gather around the eyes or hide under the scales of adopted reptiles. If your pet has them, here's the foolproof eradication procedure. First, soak the reptile in warm water. Second, entirely empty and thoroughly sterilize the whole enclosure. And third, consult your vet to apply a safe, vet-approved reptile insecticide. So the crucial point here is protecting yourself and your family while doing all this maintenance. Did you know pretty much all reptiles naturally carry Salmonella bacteria in their digestive tracts? Because of this, strict hygiene protocols are non-negotiable. Always wash your hands with hot, soapy water after any contact with the animal or its cage. And never clean cages or equipment in your kitchen sink. The risk of cross-contamination and causing a severe bacterial infection in your household is just way too high. This is actually such a big deal that the CDC has a strict age limit attached to handling exotic pets, and that number is 5. Children under 5 years old, as well as anyone with a compromised immune system, should absolutely never handle reptiles. The risk of a severe salmonella infection is simply too dangerous for developing or weakened immune systems. Now, I know the demands of strict hygiene, complex diets, and perfectly calibrated environments might sound a little overwhelming right now, but the source material leaves us with a truly uplifting thought. Caring for an exotic pet is undoubtedly a challenge, demanding precision, patience, and dedication. But providing a thriving environment for these incredible, unique creatures is an immensely rewarding experience. Successfully managing this care is a beautiful, inspiring journey that brings you incredibly close to these amazing animals. And that leaves us with the ultimate question as we wrap up this explainer. Knowing all the strict requirements for heat, lighting, specialized vets, diets, and rigorous hygiene, are you ready to act as Mother Nature and provide a perfect, thriving environment for your very first exotic pet? Take some time, think carefully about the commitment, prepare your environment first, and if you're truly ready, it's going to be an absolutely incredible journey.